The next episode of The Commercial Break starts now.
Yeah, boy! Oh, yeah, cats and kittens. Welcome back to The Commercial Break. I'm Bryan Green. This is my dear friend and the co-host of this show, Chris and Joy Hoadley. Best to you, Chris.
Best to you, Bryan.
And best to you out there in the podcast universe. Thanks for joining us on a Friday for you. We are actually, just breaking the fourth wall here a little bit. We are actually dark in the studio right now, as they would say. It's a dark week for us here in the studio. It's always dark in here, it seems like. Anyway, actually, it's the opposite of dark. It's very bright in here.
We've got the black curtains, but then very bright lights.
Yeah, extraordinarily bright lights. Hurts my eyes, actually. But we are dark, so I just thought I'd let you know that because we are going to be doing yet another episode of Studs today. We had so much fun with it last Friday that we thought we would go ahead and do it again this Friday. It's kind of like a little bit of low-hanging fruit so that we can get an episode out for you today. But don't worry, it'll be just as funny as last Friday, I hope. I don't know. It's a 50-50 shot you're going to laugh on any given episode of The Commercial Break. And odds remain the same, kids. Odds remain the same. Speaking of studs, I'm watching there's a girl on Instagram who's getting a little bit of traction. I mean, she's got a couple thousand followers. She's an LDS influencer. So a Church of Latter-day Saints influencers, which, by the way, all of these momfluencers, a lot of them are LDS. Do you remember that lady who locked her kids in the basement, chained them to the floor,
yes,
almost killed them, and she was a Mormon momfluencer with her family?
Right.
I just watched a whole documentary about it. Not even going to say her name because I don't even want to give her any kind of legitimacy because I think that she's a real nightmare, like an actual Satan on earth. What she did to her children is crazy, but she lives in this place in Utah where a lot of these momfluencers come from, and you can see it on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. But anyway, so the LDS ladies are making kind of bones. They're making their way in the world being momfluencers, and obviously we don't always see eye to eye on things. That's just the way that it is. All this trad wife bullshit, whether you're into it or you're not, and maybe you are, all that trad wife bullshit kind of comes, the seed of it is from these momfluencers in the LDS or the Mormon church. But I'm watching this LDS momfluencer, she wants to be, wannabe. She is talking about, she's putting out all these reels about how her husband is struggling with porn addiction. Now, let me say straight out, I understand this can be a real addiction. Sex addiction and porn addiction can be real. Anytime your body is getting hits of dopamine at high levels, it can cause an addiction, and that can be a real struggle to break away with. But I wonder, in my own head, I wonder if your husband is struggling with a pornography addiction or he's struggling with the fact that your religion and the church are constantly suppressing your actual human instinct to be sexual in nature. Because that's just the way life is.
There is something to that.
I agree with you. That's why the Catholic Church has had so many of these churches. I'm not singling out the LDS or the Mormons. Don't worry. It's all of religion that's got this problem. By making things such a sin, quote unquote, and, it's bad, and sex without marriage and sex, outside for the purposes of procreation is bad. All this stuff just suppresses your actual natural urge to be a sexual creature, because that is our job. Our biological job here on Earth is to procreate. Now, not everybody chooses to procreate. I'm not saying that everybody should. Actually, I think a lot of people shouldn't, if you ask me. I'm just sharing that's part of our biology, is to go ahead and do it. We want to do it. We're like little bunnies. We want, what's that song? I want to do it like they do on the Discovery Channel.
Yeah.
Remember that song? Okay. So she's sharing. So her poor fucking husband is in every one of these reels. It's like a reel that just has words on it with some hanky-panky song in the back, some church song in the background. And it's like, when you're struggling with porn addiction, everything can be a trigger. And she's filming all different scenes, like the beach, playing with your kids, grass, driving in a car, things that remind you of the past. And I'm like, really? Dude, playing with your kids is a trigger for your porn addiction? Maybe that's a different kind of addiction. I just think it's so weird. And this poor guy is getting lambasted all over the internet.
Has she shown him?
Yes.
Oh.
And she shows her children.
Oh.
there is too much of anything. And this is too much. Your poor husband has now figured out that he's got a problem. And I don't want to diminish the problem because I don't know him and it might be real. But he figured out he had a problem. He was brave enough to address it, or people told him he needed to address it, or however it went down. But he's brave enough to address it. And then you have to constantly remind him to tens of thousands of people of what a nudnik he is for wanting to watch porn or for needing to watch porn or whatever it is. And this poor bastard is like, I just can't get a break. He's all over the internet now. He's the guy who's triggered by basketball to whack one off in the garage watching porn. I mean, for God's sakes, leave the poor bastard alone. Don't show his face. Yeah. That's really shitty.
I think I would have said no to that.
I think I would. Well, he might not have had a choice. Like, the wife might have been like, we're doing this because I'm going to be making some money on this mom fluence and shit, and you are going to atone for all of your sins.
Your problem.
Yes, we're going to exploit your problem. And that's exactly what she's doing, is exploiting his problems for influencer credibility, cred. And I don't like it one bit. It's just as bad as the lady who was exploiting her children for internet fame that then turned her into an absolute monster of a human being.
I started watching that documentary. I know what you're talking about. I started watching it. It's a couple of parts, right?
Yeah. There's like 4 parts to it, I think. 5 parts, something like that. I didn't
finish it because it got just...
It is disturbing. It is so disturbing. And some of the children, some of her children are in the documentary, and it's just sad. And the dad was like, he was so brainwashed by the church and by his wife and by everybody that she told him to leave the house because he had a porn addiction, and quote unquote, right? And I'm not convinced that was true, but that's up to him to decide, I guess. But she said, you're bringing evil into the house, and so you have to leave. And she didn't even call him or let him talk to his children for a year. A year. And this guy sat in an apartment waiting for his wife to call. And meanwhile, she was chaining children to the basement floor, whipping them, beating them, leaving them in the sun in the desert for days on end. It was like the most awful kind of child abuse you could ever imagine. Because she felt like, they were the devil and they were bringing the devil into her. I mean, just like crazy shit. That only comes from the terrible psychological sword that religion can wield. And I'm sorry, it's the truth. And if you don't believe that, then your eyes are completely closed. There are lots of religions that do well, that do good on this earth. There's lots of religious beliefs that I think are tried and true. But sometimes religion can take a real fucking left turn at Albuquerque. And literally at Albuquerque, this religion took a left turn. And now you got this poor bastard who's all over the internet as the dude who can't stop jacking off. I mean, honestly, can you imagine? I would want to crawl in a hole and die. It's not bad enough that I have some problem that now everybody, like your parents, your friends, your family, every minute she's posting another reel about your porn addiction.
Jeez,
it's so bad. I would be mortified, pissed and mortified. I just wouldn't let it happen.
No.
I'd be like, honey, I want this family to work. I want us to be strong. I made a mistake. Everybody does. I got addicted. A lot of people do. But can I go through this privately? Can we do this together privately?
Yeah.
Do you not have to, like you said, exploit this for money and internet fame? Because I promise you, that never ends up good. It never ends up good. That husband, he's poor bastard. I'd like to get a hold. If you're a hostage, blink twice on your next reel, and I'll call you, and you can I don't know, you can edit our show, or you can find content for the commercial break. I'll give you a job. Come on, it's like breaking someone. Yeah, it's a porn trigger. If you think basketball is a porn trigger, wait till you get to the commercial break. We're a bunch of nudniks here. All right, 2 things. Next week, we're going to be taking live phone calls here in the studio, 212-4333-TCB. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week between noon and 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call the phone number if you want to talk to us. I don't know what you want to talk about. You don't have to tell me ahead of time. Just call us. And we'll stay on the phone as long as we think, as long as you're not saying things that are going to get me banned from society. As long as you're being like a fairly decent human being, you can even call and yell at us if you want to. I don't care. But we're going to take it. We're going to open up the phone lines and we're going to take it. It's kind of an experiment I want to do. 212-433-3TCB, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week as this episode is released. I think that's April 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. Let me make sure that I get those right. 15th, 16th, and 17th. 15, 16, 17. Between noon and 2:30. Call the phone line. We'll open them up. We'll leave the phone here on the table. If you call, we will answer. What we will talk about, that's up to you. Okay? All right? Sound good? What do you think, Krissy?
I like it.
I like
excited.
it too. I like that idea. I think it's good. And also, on May 31st of May, of this year, of 2025, Krissy and I will be celebrating 5 years of doing podcasting. Our actual 5th year anniversary is April 15th, just to let you know. Of the release of our first episode.
The very first episode.
Yeah, I think we recorded it like in December, but it took me 3 months to edit. Anyway, and I didn't do any editing. If it was on the RSS feed and you could hear it, you would clearly know that I didn't edit anything or I was really bad at it. May 31st, the 12 hours of TCB, 12 episodes of The Commercial Break, published and recorded in one day. We will also have celebrity guests on every other episode. They're going to come in. They're going to talk about mental health awareness, their own challenges with mental health, their thoughts on it. We have some great guests lined up. I'm not going to tell you who. It'll be a surprise for that day. And we also may put out an episode. We may record an episode live on Twitch or YouTube. More details to follow in May as we get closer, but I wanted you to put it on the calendar. I'll constantly, incessantly remind you so that you know what's going on. May 31st, 12 hours of TCB, celebrating 5 years of The Commercial Break and mental health awareness, because those two things should go hand in hand.
Yes.
5 years of The Commercial Break, mental health awareness.
do.
Okay. All right. You got it. All right. Well, let us not dilly-dally. Let's keep this short and sweet, this intro short and sweet, so we can get right to the meat and potatoes and get an episode of Studs in. Last week, with a venerable daytime UPN, WB, CW television, syndicated television dating show, Studs, which is just basically a classic crash course in what not to do when talking about the opposite sex. I mean, it's just terrible.
It's definitely.
Yeah, it's
Is
terrible.
it still Wild Women Week?
It's not Wild Women Week, but we're going to go back. Studs, I just learned, was on for quite some time, actually. I think like 5 years. And they had like 12 seasons. It's crazy how many Studs episodes there are. And now they're being published on YouTube on a Studs TV channel. So Studs TV, you can go check it out. But I went as far back as I could, still making the audio and the video okay for us to watch and to listen to. And so another episodes of Studs coming at you after we take this commercial break. We'll be back. Okay. Last week we reviewed Studs, the television show we were talking about before the break. And because we're out of town right now and out of the studio, I felt like we should give the listeners a little tasty teener, little treat of what it was like to be on a dating show back in the 90s. So this, if you're not familiar, you'll be familiar after this if you listen to last Friday's episodes, or if you like this episode.
Back in the 1900s.
Back in the 1900s. That's crazy to say that.
No.
I mean, think about it. I guess most people could say they lived in two different centuries, right?
Yeah.
But you think about it, like, we will likely live in, I mean, I guess most people can say that. I'm about to say the dumbest thing in the world, so I'm not going to say it. I was like, most people live in like 7 decades. Yeah, most people live in 7 decades, Bryan. That's how it works, you dumb shit.
Oh, I had a friend say that her daughter was like, Mom, you were born in the 1900s. She was like, oh my God. Yes, but wow.
Yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, I was watching Top Chef. I'm on this Top Chef kick. And it's like 10 seasons ago. And they're like, 1993, woo, born in 1993. And I'm like, holy shit. Holy shit. Really? I mean, really? Mm-hmm. That's 10 years ago. And they're getting excited because they were born in 1993. Okay, all right. I don't want to depress myself anymore. Let's go back to that time when I was wild, footloose, and fancy free. Studs, here we go. All right, let me press play.
Hi, how are you? Hi, good, great. Hi, welcome to Studs.
Why is he so close to the camera?
What's that?
Why is he so close to the
That was a style choice, Krissy. That was a design choice by the people at Studs, who clearly have an eye for design. Just look at the set.
Yeah.
It's marble, windows, checkered floor, blue and gray couches. I don't know what's going on with that design, but Clean and Simple was clearly not the design side. There was no Chip or Joanna Gaines back then. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. Chip and Joanna Gaines really changed the entire way that we look at home design.
They did.
Anyway, that's just a thought, random thought, Bryan. Just what a weird call out. Chip and Joanna Gaines. Where did they go, by the way? They have their own channel.
Oh,
or something.
God. They're have a huge empire.
Yeah, I know.
They've got paint. She's got a whole line of all, cookware things.
What,
oh, yeah.
different colors of white? Is that their paint style?
I saw it at my Ace Hardware the other
you
day.
did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet there's a lot of money in paint, actually. To slap your name on a paint?
Exactly.
Yeah. I see their magazines on the stores. I see their
The
channel.
Magnolia Network.
Yeah, wow. Good for them.
They parlayed it.
Couldn't have happened to two nicer people. I mean, they do really seem very nice.
They do seem very nice.
Okay, all right. Now to people who aren't nice, the Studs people. Here we go.
Glad to have you here. I feel so good today. I could just say whoosh, and I just did. All right, what we've done is we've got two guys.
God, the jokes are flowing.
He's hot tonight, kids.
A while back.
Another terrible flowered tie, by the way.
Yeah,
that was all the rage back in the early
it
90s.
was.
Ties that looked as ugly as ties that could wave down an airplane from 10,000 feet.
I made Jeff go through his.
Oh, yeah.
Back. I was like,
when I met Astrid,
gotta get rid of
I
these.
know. I think those were the kind of ties we were wearing back at the Clear Channel days.
Probably.
They went on blind dates with those three ladies. Now, since they went on the dates, they haven't talked or seen to the guys, have you? You haven't talked to them at all. See? So now we're going to go talk to the ladies.
See? You see? Hey, yeah. And what about this Hyundai? This Hyundai's only got 10,000 miles on it. It's got reclining seats and a heated steering wheel and power roof and power sunroof. $19.99 plus $19.99 tax tag and title.
While the guys continue to be nervous about coming on the show. So let's meet the ladies, shall we?
You know this guy was a salesperson at some point. You know he was.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let me introduce you, everybody. First of all, right next to me is Debbie Ray, a 29-year-old personnel director. Welcome to the show, Debbie. Glad to have you here.
She's a personal director. I love it.
The hairspray.
The hair is still high, and so is she probably. Look at that hair. Look at all three of those
That's what I
ladies
was
and
saying.
their hair.
I remember that hairspray.
They're all dressed very conservative, very modestly also. This must be the LDS version.
And next to Debbie is Sarah Swanson, a 28-year-old restaurant manager. Welcome to the show.
Oh, she looks like she does not take shit from
No.
nobody.
And way down at the end is Colette Penkoff, a 28-year-old dessert manufacturer.
A dessert manufacturer?
Huh.
What does that mean? Does that mean you make desserts? Are you like in a bakery somewhere?
Are you making ding-dongs?
Yeah, it's true. You know what my kids are into? Unwrapped. The show Unwrapped.
Yeah, of course.
22 seasons, like a couple hundred episodes, like as many episodes as the commercial break with Mark Summers, that show back in the 90s and early 2000s. They love it.
Yeah.
They love Unwrapped. And I'm starting to I'm like, oh, that's actually a good show.
What kind of guys do you normally date?
Normally, guys with dark hair, structured face, good.
Structured face? Who has an unstructured face?
A face.
A face. A nose, two eyes, a mouth, you know.
Sense of humor, body to match.
As opposed to an unstructured face, just like a big... just like a big glob of skin with a mouth?
I guess you could say it that way.
Wow, you've got an unstructured face. Thank you. All right. Sarah?
I have Yuckles, and I'll be here all week. Welcome to Yuckles, dating show at Cloud School.
This
Kinda guys-
is it.
He's Yuckles. He's the
He is.
Yuckles instructor.
You like?
I like European-looking men, dark, intellectual,
Just say it. He's white people. You're so racist.
intelligent, somebody who's real confident about themselves.
We. Okay. Good.
We? You had to throw in the one French word you understand?
Debbie, if you
By the way, pantyhose for miles. Look at all those pantyhose.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
if you could make like the ultimate
Pantyhose are not as in trend as they used to
No,
be.
they're not.
Huh?
Mr. Debbie from scratch, what would he be like?
He would be older than me,
And he'd have the body of Jeff Bridges with the mind of Robin Williams.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's
Jeff
meet
Bridges in The Big Lebowski?
Yeah, or Jeff Bridges. Yeah.
Or Jeff Bridges in Tron?
Jeff Bridges and Tron. He fit in that elastic suit pretty well, I do have to say.
Buds tonight and see how they stack up. Danny and Steve, come on out. Danny, good to see you. Steve, good to have you here. All righty. Right next to me is Danny Budak, a 35-year-old.
Oh, Danny Budak. Look at that hair. Danny Budak. Look at that hair. That is amazing. That is half perm, half mullet. I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know. It's fluffy.
Wow. That is Hair Club for Men if I've ever seen it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's clearly tied on to his head.
Manufacturing.
Not to make fun. Listen, you got to do the hair plug thing. You got to do the hair plug thing. Well, apparently, lots of guys doing it. So there you go.
Supervisor, welcome to the show, Danny. Good to have you here.
I mean, what a mop on the top of that head.
And next to him is Steve
And could those jeans be any tighter?
O'Leary, a 20-year-old airline pilot.
Oh, everybody likes Danny there.
An airline
Oh,
pilot.
Danny boy. Oh, Danny boy.
Now, you guys know how the show works, right?
Exactly.
You've been on dates with these fabulous ladies. We set you up. Now, you haven't talked to them or seen them since the dates, right?
That's
Those
correct.
are the rules. The guy who managed to learn the most about the women while he was on the dates will have the most hearts. The most hearts at the end of the show will make you king stud, and then you get to go on a fabulous fantasy date.
I'm glad they
We
don't
pay
have
for
the
it.
hair on them this time.
Yeah, seriously.
All right?
Can't ask for
You
anything more than
can't,
that.
Danny. You could, but we'd say no. Danny, let's start off simple. How would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh,
Well, I'd rate my hair 55, and then I'd rate my body a 3, and then I'd rate my dick a hard 10. You know what I'm saying?
It's
See.
boyfriend material.
well, I would say Monday through Wednesday, I'm probably about a 5. So that's when I work.
Right.
Near the weekend, I think I jump up to about an 8.
So your weekend is Thursday to
Monday
Sunday.
through Wednesday.
Well, I don't wear my hair Monday through Wednesday, but on Thursday I start weaving it in, and by Friday I'm full-blown feathered boa, Krissy, on the top of my head. Thank you.
Thursday to Sunday, exactly.
Nice weekend, Danny.
Nice weekend,
That's
yes.
a great weekend. All right. We asked the ladies how they'd rate
We asked the ladies who left their socks at home.
you,
Yeah,
and we didn't
he
actually
did.
specify.
What's that?
He did.
He did, yeah. Deck shoes and socks. It's coming back in trend, though, by the way, just to let you know. Or according to my wife.
By a day, so there might be some discrepancies here. But one of the ladies said, as soon as I saw him, I wanted to sit in his lap. Second lady said, call a doctor, this man looks sick. And the third lady said he looked like he stepped off the cover of a Harlequin romance novel.
I just had 3 orgasms!
I had a little scream.
He looked like he stepped off the cover of a Harlequin romance novel. I would have to say is Debbie Ray.
That's right.
Jenny Ray, the Harlequin heart right there, Danny. Good job. Was his hair all was he on a moor? Was he standing on a bluff?
No, he had that very angular face, and he had the body to match, and he looked like something dreams were made of when you're a
Really?
little girl and you dream and you dream of men.
Yeah? Where was he standing?
I went to a fanciful place in my head where everything works out just fine. And then I put on my longest dress with my longest sleeves.
When you first saw him?
In the door.
In the doorway. All right, as soon as I saw him, I wanted to sit in his lap or call a doctor. This man looks sick.
Oh, call the doctor. This man looks sick. I would say was Colette.
Yeah, well.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Did he look like he looks now?
No, he had on running shorts, and he was just a lot, thinner than I thought it would be, and then I thought he would be.
Really?
So it wasn't like what I had pictured.
You like big, beefy guys.
Well, not like really big and beefy, but once.
I guess that
I don't
was
want to be able to
legs.
see through a man. Yeah. He came with his running shorts on.
That's weird.
What are these people doing? Why would you wear running shorts to a date? I don't know. It's 2025. There's probably
Yeah.
lots of people that do that.
Hoadley.
Studley guy. Steve! Do you get a lot of compliments on your pilot look?
Not really.
Well, I think I try to stay in better shape than most of the pilots. I stay away from the ice cream sundaes and chocolate chip cookies we get in the cockpit, so I hope so.
That's good to know you guys are like completely loaded on sugar flying the planes.
Well, that's the least. The sugar's the least of your
who
concerns.
gives a shit? Honestly, who gives a shit? Pay attention when we're landing. Pay attention when we're taking off. That's all I care about.
What they thought when they first saw you. And one of the ladies said, "Oh yeah, Hunk City."
That's my bro. We jack each other off on weekends.
Second lady said, "He's so gorgeous, I turned into a total klutz." And the third lady said, "Hey, everybody, it's howdy doody time."
Howdy doody.
Howdy doody time. What?
Well, go ahead, Steve.
Maybe she meant like, how do you do?
Maybe she meant how do you do? Or maybe it's just this girl on the end who's going to relentlessly make fun of these two posers.
He said, "What will give you a heart?"
Hey, everybody. It's howdy doody time. Sarah.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah? You think why?
Just because he was all American looking and just real wholesome white bread looking. Just thought of howdy doody.
Oh yeah, Hunk City, or he's so gorgeous I turned into a total klutz.
He's so gorgeous, I turned into a total klutz. Debbie.
That's right.
Bingo!
Ah.
There you
We're nailing these.
Wow.
go. He comes to your house or you went to his house?
He came to my house.
Okay, so you open the door and what happens?
I had to go downstairs and let him into my apartment, and suddenly I started tripping. I started catching my heel in my dress. I dropped my purse. I just turned into a total klutz.
Really?
Yes.
What's she doing?
How long was your dress? Because you're catching your heel on it, honestly. I mean, I don't care how you dress. Dress conservatively, dress modestly, or whatever. But I don't know. Something about this look is like a little off. Are you agreeing with that?
Yeah.
Okay. For studs.
Right.
You're on studs.
Like a Charlie Chaplin thing? Did you notice her noticeably being klutzy?
I was picking up things. Following her up the stairs.
Stick around. We come back. We're going to find out more about our studs and... What's that?
I said, well, they're nailing it.
Yeah, they are. They're getting it.
They're getting the hearts.
All right, we're back. Danny, you like to wine and dine a woman when you take her out, or you just treat her like one of the guys? What's
No, I like her to pay for most things.
your M.O.?
Well, initially, the first date, I like to definitely wine and dine. I like to come across with a good impression the first.
I like to lie to him the first date, and then I take him to Chili's and I split a bowl of tortilla soup with him.
Sure. And once you got her hooked, you can treat her like dirt.
Most definitely. Go karting or
Okay.
lower side.
We asked the ladies what they were feeling when they went out with you. They showed them a good time and all that stuff. And one of the ladies said, "He charmed his way into my heart."
I think I know what happens here. I think there are writers, and they write responses, and they ask them to choose one of the responses based on their thoughts, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what happens. They give every one of these women like 2 choices or 3 choices, and they give them different choices, and they say, "Hey, or pick this." But the writers write these ahead of time.
Yeah, it
because
gotta be.
no person talks like this, yet they find 3 of them every episode. No, it doesn't happen.
So I guess it works. Second lady said, "It was a total fairy tale date." Third lady said, "I've had better conversations with a tree stump."
I've had better conversations with a tree stump. That had to be Colette.
That was.
Colette!
I'm getting the sense these two really
yeah.
didn't get along.
A skinny tree stump.
Well,
What'd you guys do? What'd you talk about?
we went out to dinner and then we went dancing. It was
Dinner and
hard to
dancing?
talk to him.
Yeah.
And
How come?
In his running shorts.
In his running shorts.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun.
da, 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 da. Here's my swinging balls. I could see those 80s running shorts too, like those big
Yes.
breezy, your testicles are hanging out. You be careful about which way you sit. You know what I'm saying? All right.
I don't know. It was just like the same thing over and over, and it wasn't like it was too forced and too hard to speak, rather than like on the phone where it was real easy and there was no problem.
Really? All right, well, he charmed his way into my heart, or total fairy tale date. Sounds like there was some chemistry there.
It was a total fairy tale date. That had to be Sarah.
Yes.
Sarah, there
Yes.
Oh.
you go. He shows up at your door with a glass slipper?
No. He's waiting for me at the train station with a limo, roses, balloons, and champagne.
Jesus, Jones, have mercy. He shows up in running shorts, sweating his balls off and out on one date, and then he shows up with a limousine, flowers, and champagne. Wow.
Is that where you live, at the train station? You live like on a bench there?
No, I took the train to San Diego. 'Cause that's where he lives.
Oh, okay.
And it was just a fairy tale from the beginning to the end.
Wow. All right, Steve. When you're out on a date, you do stuff to impress women? Anything
I don't remember the part in the fairy tale where you guys go to a cheap motel and bone.
in particular that usually works for you?
Well, sometime during the evening, I guess I try to show my abdominal muscles.
Hey, check these out.
I think I dropped some salsa on my belly button. Let me see. Oh, no, I was wrong. Sometime during the date, I try and show him my micro penis.
How do you kind of smoothly segue into that, Steve? I'd like to hear, like, let's say you and I are having dinner. How would you get from just talking to want to look at my stomach? How do you do that?
Each situation is different.
Each situation is different.
Oh my God.
Ask the ladies what they were thinking about when they were out with you, you smooth guy, you. And one of the ladies said, he took me to the heights of ecstasy.
Oh. They got my boner joke in, man. He jerks me off in the cockpit. It's awesome.
Second lady said, this guy's a great catch for someone else. Ooh. And the third lady said, he must be full of it because no one can be this perfect. So, who said what, Steve?
He took me to the heights of ecstasy. Debbie.
Wrong.
Oh, that's not the one you want to be wrong about.
No, that's
How many
not.
heights of ecstasy did you take?
Didn't clear the
Whoopsie.
landing pattern, huh? What'd you say?
I said he must be full of it because nobody can be this perfect.
Ooh. How perfect is he?
There wasn't
Well, apparently he's not because he can't even remember who he had sex with.
anything wrong with him. He was charming. He was handsome. We had a perfect date.
God, don't you hate when that happens?
Yeah. And he kept saying the right things, and he knew what buttons to push. And I couldn't decide whether he was just knew what buttons to push or whether he was genuinely nice.
Who actually did go to the heights of ecstasy with Steve? Colette.
Oh.
Really?
Oh, Colette. Don't sleep on Colette.
No, I thought she didn't like either one
Yeah,
of them.
me
but-
too. But apparently she's just up for a good time.
We flew up to Lancaster, and then we rollerbladed 6 miles and went bungee jumping.
Oh, like off a bridge? Or off
No, it was off a crane in the middle of the desert, basically.
Is that the first time you'd ever done that, Steve?
Yes. It was something I wanted to do.
What's it like?
It's not quite as exciting as like carrier landings, but it's close.
It's not quite as exciting as carrier landings. What a douche-eponymous.
But what is exciting as a carrier landing? Nothing much. Danny, you pretty smooth in the romance department, would you say?
I would say so.
I would say so. I spent a lot of money in this hair. I spent a lot of money to look like Sly Stallone.
He does.
He does. That's who he looks like, Sly Stallone, a
Yep.
young Sylvester Stallone.
I'm known as Mr. Vaseline.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Vaseline? I don't know. I've noticed
They call
Mr.
me Mr.
Vaseline. They
Vaseline.
call me
In
Mr.
certain circles.
Oh my God. Flies in the Vaseline. I got a feather in my hair. What in the world? Why would you pick up a nickname like that?
Slick.
Oh, please, host. Have a follow-up question here.
The Vaseline man.
All right, Mr. Vaseline, we asked the ladies how smooth you were, Danny, and how romantic you were. And one of them said,
Oh, how much of a douche do you have to be to get a nickname, Mr. Vaseline? I'm assuming they mean
So
he's
bad.
slick. I don't know. Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted him to grab me by the hair and pull me down.
Oh.
Second lady said, when he slipped me the tongue, I slipped away.
Oh.
And the third lady said, I melted in his mouth like Jell-O.
I melted in his mouth. Yeah, got another one in, guys. Another boner joke.
I melted in his mouth like Jell-O. That was Sarah.
Yes.
There you go.
Wow, they really hit it off.
Jeez. And he melted in my mouth. Got limp right away.
Holy cow, yeah? What'd you guys do on your date?
We went to dinner at the jazz concert on the ocean.
Seagulls
and that's,
flying.
Right, seagulls flying, the sun setting.
Right.
And that's kind of where the romance started.
Really?
And then after that, we went to dinner, and there was some passion.
At dinner?
Yeah, during the concert, in the car, at the stoplights.
So you're driving around, you go to dinner.
On the highway, in my pants, over my head, on top of the roof.
After dinner, you're still in the limo, I'm guessing.
No, we're in his car. We go back to his house, and there's a little more passion. And that's it.
How much more passion, Danny?
Well, wait, hold on. Like, she took the train.
She took the train.
He's there waiting with the limo.
Limousine.
Roses, champagne, and
Moet Chandon.
then the limo takes him to get his car.
Exactly. I'm wondering the same thing. Limousine picks you up. You pay for the limousine, assuming you want to pay for the whole night. But, maybe you're cheap and you pay for the 45-minute trip from the train station to the concert.
Hour by the hour,
you can't even have the limo wait so you get done with the concert. Isn't that the important part after you get drunk? Isn't that when you want the limousine? Yeah, but he's got a car waiting. He dropped off his car ahead of time.
Well, on a level of 1 to 10?
Yeah, with 10 being Vaseline, what was the...
I would say 11.
11?
No. Am I right? If I'm right, I'm right. Am I right?
How'd the date end up, Sarah?
It ended with me saying, "It's been great, but I got to get out of here."
Oh, hey now.
I wanted him to grab me by the hair and pull me down, or when he slipped me the tongue, I slipped away.
When he slipped me the tongue, I slipped away. That was Colette.
Oh, Colette and this guy just aren't getting along. Nah, I think Colette sees right through this guy.
There you go. Colette, I'm getting the feeling you guys aren't going to get married tomorrow.
No, it just wasn't there, and I didn't want to be contradictory to the way the rest of the date had gone. So
Right.
I backed off and went home.
Okay. Steve, how about you? You like to get romantic on a first date?
Well, I'm kind of a romantic at heart.
Yeah, you seem like a real Mr. Personality type. Yeah.
But it has to be with the right person.
Okay. All right.
I'm a virgin.
So, I mean, you wouldn't get romantic or anything with the guy named old Mr. Vaseline.
Well, we did rub each other down earlier.
We asked the ladies if there was any romance on the date, Steve, and one of them said one more of his sucking kisses and I was going to faint.
Sucking kisses.
Sucking kisses. What is a sucking kiss? Oh, sounds like he needs a practice.
Second lady said I should have attacked him while I had the chance. And the third lady said, hasta la vista, baby.
Ooh.
Hasta la vista, baby.
There you go.
Sarah.
Yes.
There you go. All right. What do you mean, Sarah? What'd you guys do on your date?
Well, we went flying to Catalina. I got a little air sick over the ocean. So when we got back to L.A., it was like, now what? And it was like, hasta la vista. There was really nothing more at that point.
Okay. One more of his suck.
Oh, it sounds like his go-to thing is to take people up in his airplane. Yeah, I guess I would
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's
that's why I was taking flight lessons. I was hoping to keep Astrid around by flying her around the world. Unfortunately, I couldn't even land the plane, so that didn't work out.
Kisses, I was going to faint, or I should have attacked him while I had the chance.
One more of his sucking kisses, and I was going to faint. That was Debbie.
That's right.
There you go.
Oh, let's find out more.
Yeah? How'd your date end up?
We took a limo down to see Phantom of the Opera.
Jeez. All these people getting limos, and why are some people getting
Planes,
the treatment?
trains,
and automobiles, yeah.
Second row center seats.
Second row center. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know how I managed that, but... And then we went for a nightcap, and then for a drive up Mulholland. I think that's where it started, though. And then by the time he took me home, it was pretty hot.
Yeah? So,
Those sucking
about what
kisses.
time is
Sucking kisses. I loved it. Remember that show that we watched that one time where they were sucking each other?
Yes, what was that?
Or that other show where they had to practice kiss. The guy was like his first kiss ever, and there was like somebody volunteered to kiss him for the first time. I can't remember. This is years ago, but
Things break up.
I don't know. I fell asleep.
That was the purpose. I told her a bedtime story so that she would fall asleep.
Really?
Yes.
Well, why did you want to put her to sleep, Steve?
Because one more of my sucking kisses and she was going to faint.
That host looks like Paul Reiser.
Paul Reiser.
I could not place it,
Okay,
but he looks
I agree
like Paul
with you.
Reiser.
I agree with you. I see it.
Stick around, come back. We're going to find out which one of these guys.
All right, good place for us to take a break. We'll be back with more of Studs. We'll be back. All right, back wrapping up an episode of Studs. Let's get back to it.
More likely to find creative uses for chocolate.
Sorry, let me fast forward.
Hey, okay. All right, guys, before the show, we talked to the women. We got some descriptions of you guys. Now, you just tell me who they're talking about, okay? This is all three of them
I got those
together.
hearts.
in their
Look, I
opinion.
do
Okay,
remember
Danny, we
those
start with
hearts.
I
that
do
they,
remember the hearts too.
stick
You're
all
right
over
about that.
the pants.
Yeah, so every time they get a question right or they they choose who said what correctly, the host throws them a decorative heart that I assume has Velcro or sticky on it,
Yes.
and then they stick it to their jeans or their shirt or whatever. It's such a stupid premise for a show. It honestly is. But I'm still amazed by the fact that they will send you anywhere you choose to go.
Right.
Yeah, Disney World. Back then, that's a $3,000 vacation. Now it's a $50,000 vacation. But,
Most likely to help an old woman across the street. According to the ladies, you or Steve?
I would have to say him.
Yeah. Probably showing her stomach a whole way.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Danny says it's Steve. Ladies?
Steve.
Oh, there you go. Why would you say that, Sarah?
He comes off real genuine, sincere, and caring, like the type of person that would take the time to help someone else.
Dave's an asshole.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Steve, who's most likely to bring home a stray dog, you or Danny?
Danny.
Steve says it's Danny. Ladies?
Steve.
Oh, he gets it right. Oh, my God. Why correct?
Because he likes animals.
Yeah?
And he tends to care about them.
Danny.
He tends to care about that. How would you know that? These people act like they've known each other for years.
Who's most likely to eat cold pizza for breakfast, you or Steve?
Oh, that's pretty easy. I'd have to say Steve.
Yeah? Okay. No question about it. Danny says Steve. Ladies?
Steve.
Oh, you were right.
What if one of them doesn't agree?
I
Do you know
know.
what I'm saying? Or they all just agree about this?
Why, Debbie?
Even though he watches what he eats, you get the feeling that if he was around for breakfast, he wouldn't care what he ate.
And he was around for
he
breakfast.
was
Let me
around
tell
for
you,
breakfast.
Chrissy, he was around for breakfast, lunch, and dinner in a box. Do you know what I'm
Do
talking
you
about?
like cold pizza?
I hate cold pizza.
I love cold pizza.
I hate cold
I
pizza.
love it.
Everybody else in the household eats it. I hate it. If we get a pizza at night, we got to buy like 12 pizzas around here when we get pizza.
Right.
It's no longer a $25 thing. Now it's like $70 every time we order pizza. But we always order enough so there's a little bit of leftover because when we have pizza, everybody wants cold pizza the next day. And here, the pizza sometimes it goes in the fridge, but sometimes it gets left in like a Ziploc bag on the counter. And the kids will just grab it and eat it. And I'm like, that's fucking
No,
disgusting.
I like it cold from like
They
the
like it cold too.
Like
Yeah.
the refrigerator, yeah.
Steve, who's most likely to consult a psychic, you or Danny?
Oh, that's Danny.
Danny.
Steve says it's Danny. Ladies?
Danny.
You were right. Oh, my God. Why, Debbie?
Danny doesn't seem like he trusts his own judgment, and it's kind of a trendy thing to do these days, and he seems more trendy.
Oh, it's very trendy to do now also.
Well, also that's back during the time when it was all over TV.
All over TV.
Psychics.
Well, again, now it's all over TV. Our podcast.
And podcasts.
That's right. I hear it
Yes.
on our own podcast.
Oh.
Not an ad that I read, not like a personal endorsement.
Good.
I've got my feelings about that. But the people in this country,
I've heard 'em.
Yeah.
Like the California psychics?
California
Yes.
psychics. That's right. Yeah. If we don't change your life, then what? Money back guaranteed.
It's crazy when I've heard
Insane.
it. Yeah.
99% of psychics who apply for California psychics don't get a job. Why? I mean, how hard can it be? You're just a therapist, essentially.
And Steve, so I think he'd end up consulting a psychic.
Danny, who's most likely to suck a woman's pinky? You or Steve?
Oh.
I'd have to say the Vaseline man myself.
Danny says it's the Vaseline man, ladies.
Steve.
Oh,
Steve!
oh, what a surprise, huh, Danny?
Vaseline, man. I just can't get over the thought of his tiny little legs in short running shorts with Vaseline all over his body.
Why, Sarah?
Seems like he would be the type to be more sensual and get into something like that. Like
Why would you?
Into sucking a pinky?
Yeah, that's not my thing.
Never been mine either. I don't like sucking digits. You know, I like sucking innies, not outies. That's a personal preference. I'm just sharing.
things? I don't know. He seems like a real touchy-feely person.
Steve, who's most likely to find creative uses for chocolate syrup? You or Danny?
Steve.
Steve says Steve. Ladies, who's it going to be?
Dan.
Oh, Mr. Vaseline man.
He just seems like the type that could think of some good things to do with chocolate. He's just moved that way.
Shit, got it right on the nose or no?
I think she's pretty close.
Really? Yeah. And what goes better with chocolate syrup than
blondes.
Then Vaseline.
Vaseline? All right, stick around and come back. We're going to find out who gets to go on their ultimate date, so don't go away, all right?
All right.
I'm interested to hear what this ultimate date is.
You've
Yeah,
got
let's see.
8 hearts, is that correct?
Looks like yes.
8 hearts, and Steve, how many do you have? 1?
6.
6. That means 1.
Military.
Oh, that's military 6? All right, so here's the deal, guys.
Military 6 is a 1? Oh, I get it. I know what he's talking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
If you want a date, if she picks you, boom, you get to go on a fantasy date. We pay for it. Now, since you get to start.
What's 12?
I didn't pick Sarah.
What's 12? I think it's YouTube.com/the commercial break. You want to check that out.
She obviously didn't pick me. I didn't pick Colette. We had a wonderful time. She's a real trooper. But I just had a wonderful time with Debbie.
Well, yeah.
And, so I
stayed
picked
the
her.
night.
Great.
Yeah, he read over a bedtime story. Hickory dickory dock. You know the rest. I'm not going to say it. Some things are best left unsaid, Krissy.
All right, now if Debbie selects you, what fabulous ultimate fantasy date are you going to take her on?
I thought we'd take the train up the coast to a place, a big estate in Monterey. They have horses.
All the people that live there
You could go anywhere.
at home?
There's a place they pamper you, and they've got stables, and you go riding during the day, and there's a lake and do a little midnight.
She's like,
Horseback
I hate
riding
horses.
is not as romantic
No,
as
it's-
it sounds.
It hurts. If a horse can kill you,
Jeff
yes.
and I did horseback riding in Costa Rica.
It's not.
I didn't care for it.
I like horseback riding, but I wouldn't consider it romantic unless you really know how to
ride a horse,
Yes,
yes.
like I went horseback riding on the beach one time.
Yeah.
I went to a beach with a woman you may or may not know,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
and I saw horses riding on the beach one day in Amelia, and I thought, oh, let's go do that.
Wrangle one.
Yeah, let's go wrangle one. Exactly. They're
I
wild.
saw wild
Yeah.
horses.
Well, you do see wild horses, not on that beach, but across the way. But I was like, that. So I found the place that does this, and the next morning I got like a surprise. We're going horseback, but you know, of course, she
Yeah, well.
needed to be difficult about everything.
Yes.
So I went by myself. But the woman instructor, I swear to God, I was out. I was like, fuck you. Like I did this. I'm going, you know. But the instructor, it ended up being just me and her.
I love
because the 2 other people who were supposed to be on this ride, there was supposed to be 5 of us all together, her and 4 other people.
Yeah.
They didn't show up either. So it was her and I. And that instructor, was gorgeous, and she had horseback riding like that
outfit.
body and the outfit and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And so it was very.
I'm glad that turned out well for you.
It turned out well for me, but my balls were slapping up against that saddle every 3 seconds. I couldn't have gotten them. I didn't get a boner for weeks.
Sailing at night.
Great. Okay. That sounds pretty romantic. All right. Danny, you're in the lead. 8 hearts. Now it's your turn.
Well, I didn't pick Colette. It's obviously she.
Get out!
She didn't pick me. She's a nice lady. We had fun.
Yeah, he picked the middle girl.
Yeah,
Sarah,
he picked the
or
middle
whatever.
girl, of course.
Sure, there's someone out there for her, but there just weren't no sparks with us.
Okay.
Debbie Ray, I didn't choose
The one where he drove his own limousine to the.
her simply because there just wasn't enough time there to get to know her. She's a nice lady also. I chose Sarah.
Why'd you select Sarah?
It just, the other two, there was kind of an overcast with her. The sun was shining, I guess you could say.
And the barometer reading was rising to fall. All right, if she picks you, where are you guys going to go on your date?
Well, I was thinking we would probably be helicoptered on a tropical island somewhere in Mexico where there's a waterfall and our own crystal blue-like pond.
Are you dreaming? Is this a place that actually exists?
I think,
or are you making this up in your
I think
head?
he's making it up.
I think so too.
Maybe a mudslide. No.
A mudslide? Those things kill people. A mudslide. Or maybe he's talking about the drink. I don't know. But I don't think a mudslide is like native to Mexico.
Well, human life within 1,000 miles and just her and I in time. Plenty
Which
of
would
time.
qualify for human life, but it sounds great. Okay. All right. Okay, very exciting. Colette, neither of the guys picked you. Did you have some fun on the dates, though?
Had a great time.
Fun here?
Really fun. Oh,
yeah?
yeah.
Fun with Mr. Vaseline? Sure you did. Would you show us?
fun.
Would you show us who you picked before you go?
Sure.
What a surprise!
Steve. Oh. All right.
You selected Debbie. Debbie, you selected Steve. You could be off on that fabulous trip to the estate with the horses and stuff. What's it going to be?
The estate.
Steve!
Oh, yeah. They're horsebound.
All right. Sarah, it all boils down to you. If you selected Danny, you're going to go on a tropical island with no human life anywhere. If not, these two are going up the coast to the estate. What's it going to be?
Looks like I'm going.
Wow. All right.
All's well that ends well.
Everybody
What's the point
wins.
of the hearts?
What's that?
What's the point of the hearts? I really thought it was.
I have no idea. It's not really a game. It's let's agree beforehand that we're going to choose each other so we can go on a wonderful date.
Exactly.
Or in last week's case, I just choose neither because you're both porn stars. My mom doesn't want me to date porn stars. All right, there you go. Well, I like it. We'll revisit it in the future.
Yeah,
we
it's a
always
good
do.
find.
Yeah, we find something we like it. We're creatures of habit here at the commercial break. If we find something we like, we go back to it. So Studs, I think, is on the It's in the Rolodex
It's a part of the
content
rotation.
ideas. That's right. All right, so next week, 15th, 16th, 17th of April, 2025, you can call into the studio while we're recording, and we'd love to talk to you. 212-433-3TCB, 212-433-3822. Doesn't matter what you want to talk about. Don't even think about it. Just call us, and we'll strike up a conversation of some sort, I guess. I want to do a non-directional conversation with somebody. How's that? And I promise not to hang up on you as long as you're being nice-ish. You don't have to be nice to us. Just be nice and gentle. You know what I'm saying. Don't be a dick. Don't say anything I can't put out there on air. I don't want to waste my time. All right, 212-433-3TCB, 15th, 16th, 17th, between noon and 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Give us a ring. Also, May 31st, celebrating 5 years of TCB, the 12 hours of TCB, 12 episodes of the commercial break in one day. That's a Saturday, so we're going to give you a fighting chance of listening to them all. More information to follow. We'll have a page on the website soon and all that good jazz. TCBpodcast.com. That is the website. You can find more information about Krissy and I, all the show notes, all links to our guests' information, sponsors, all that good stuff. It's all on the website. Also, all the audio and video is on the website, too. If you want to do that, you can listen or watch there. You can also get your free TCB sticker. We just sent out a whole shitload of them the other day because we hadn't in like 40 days. So we sent out stickers. If you want your free sticker, you can get it at the website. Go to the Contact Us button, hit the drop-down menu, says I want my free sticker, give us your address, and we will send you one. At the commercial break on Instagram, TCB Podcast on TikTok, and youtube.com/The Commercial Break for all the episodes on video the same day they air here on the audio. Yeah, that's it. Okay. All right, Krissy, that's all I can do for today.
I think so.
I'll tell you that I love you.
I love you.
I'll say best to you. And best to you out there in the podcast universe. Until next time, Krissy and I will say, we do say, and we must say, goodbye.